All right, here's the problem with the Reds this year. Nobody agrees on what they are. Some people say playoff team, others say just another 500 team. And honestly, both sides make sense because you got a superstar in Elly Cruz and a potential ace when healthy in Hunter Greene, but still a roster with a lot to prove. So tonight, we're breaking it all down and giving you our final prediction. Are the Reds ready to win now, or are they still a year away? And welcome back to the Cincinnati Sports Scene podcast. That's Sam. I'm Dave. And tonight is our Cincinnati Reds season preview special. It is opening day tomorrow. That will be Thursday, March 26th here in Cincinnati. And it is a holiday here for us. We are waiting for the Reds. Those of you, if you've never been down to catch the parade, you need to come and see the parade, see the party that is downtown Cincinnati. And then obviously you go to the game for 4:10. I still think it's a shame that other major league teams open up before the Reds. That's all the networks anymore now. Yep. But it is what it is. So the Reds first pitch around 4:10. Andrew Abbott's on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds and going up against the Boston Red Sox. So we're going to break it all down for you here. We're going to talk about the 26-man roster, our biggest storylines, what must go right. Then we're going to do our annual awards prediction, and then our final season record prediction. And probably one of our predictions tonight might seriously anger some of you Reds fans. So without further ado, let's get into it now. Let's take a look at that 26-man roster, son. What caught your eye coming out of spring training? Do you think they made the right decisions on the last, Nathaniel Lowe or JJ Bedley? Do you think that was the right pick, or do you think should have went with another arm?
Lowe's probably got a little more. They couldn't go with another arm. You can only have 13. So.
Oh. Okay.
I thought they were 13. So
no, that's right. They're doing that. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So Lowe's got more pop in his bat, I think, than Blade does. Blade is another outfielder that we don't really need. And again, don't really said it when we signed him. Didn't really see the point in it. Was a bit redundant, especially with Will Benson on the team. It just didn't make any sense to me then.
No, the only it was an insurance.
If he's got an opt out or what.
No, I don't think he does. Lowe had the opt out. He had to he had to either make the team or he had an opt out, and I think that played into it. Obviously, the other thing is JJ was an insurance package in case Will Benson didn't have a good spring, or if he doesn't have a good month of April, then JJ is getting regular playing time and keeping that swing there. And I think that's the other reason why Rhys Hines isn't here. He did everything they asked him to do. Could have made the club, but it's a bench position, and they did not want him to get 4 bats every 7 days, right? You need that kid to be down in AAA, seeing as many pitches as possible, so that way when he does come up, he's in the lineup for good. So, what else from the roster standpoint? Anything that's, glaring? Any question marks that you have, position-wise? Or do you think I think we're good?
I think I know where everybody figures in. The pitching injuries to Greene and Lodolo kind of solved your 6th and 7th man. What are you going to do with them? Williamson's going to be a starter, so will Burns at this point. So they're not going to the bullpen, at least not yet. Maybe, when those 2 guys get back, they will. But as of right now, Abbott's going tomorrow.
Abbott's going tomorrow.
I'd imagine Singer probably goes.
Singer is going 2, and then you've got Rhett Lauder at 3, Burns at 4, and Williamson at 5. If they need a 5th that 5. Early,
yeah, right, yeah. So that makes sense to me. Their bullpen. There wasn't any real surprises. I guess the Jose Franco guy making it out of the camp with no big league experience, and you got a couple guys that have some that are going to be in AAA. But I think it's he's the 8th arm in the bullpen, so it's not he had a good
Right.
spring. You reward guys like that,
And, he did have a good spring, but is it one of those things where, hey, we know once Lodolo comes off in 15 days or 13 days, because you can retroact it a bit, he's going back down. And, if somebody goes, on the DL or IL for a lot longer, somebody else will come up and probably stay in there. I don't know if Aguilar is ready for that role, or Chase Petty is. He could.
The team.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? I was thinking of Connor Phillips. Connor Phillips is down on.
No, he did. Did he?
Petty? I don't think Petty did.
Sorry.
No.
Petty.
No.
Connor Phillips made the team.
But
Phillips made the team. Petty did not.
Phillips. I think Phillips is on the IL though, 60-day. I thought I saw something that the Reds put him to.
He's listed on the opening day roster. I'm looking at it right now.
Petty on the 60-day. One of those two, I got them mixed up. One of them might be on the 60-day IL. I don't know. But let's take a look at expectations. What do you expect from this team? Well, let's just keep going down here with this roster. I got a couple of talking points here. Is Elly ready to have that breakout year and become that superstar that everybody said he should be?
He's going to have to if the Reds want to win the division and make a run at the pennant. He's going to have to be. I mean, he was an all-star already, but he's going to have to be a borderline MVP candidate, like a top 10 MVP guy, Silver Slugger. Like he's going to have to really take that next step. I mean, 30 plus homers, hit 280, something like that.
And I think, he bulked up. I mean, he looks good. Added 15 pounds of muscle, healthy. That leg was really hurting him. You could tell it. And people in camp said, wow, yeah, you could tell how much he was really hurting, that stretch where he only had one home run for 90 days or whatever it was. So yeah, I think he's ready to take that step, and I think he needs to take that step. This is his third year in the league?
It'll be his third full year, yeah.
It'll be his third full year. So yeah, he needs to take that step. And then the other question, obviously, Matty McLean, is this that bounce back year, comeback player of the year, whatever you want to call it? He had a heck of a spring. I mean, a heck of a spring, but we know in Arizona, the ball flies. I mean, you don't get the spin on your breaking balls, but you still have to hit it. And he did. And, Francona has enough faith in him to have said, yep, you've got your number 2 spot, and we're going there. Thoughts on Matty?
He's going to have a bounce back, similar to his rookie season. I mean, spring training was a good indicator. He was seeing the ball well, making great contact. I think the 2-hole is the perfect spot for him because, I mean, he's not going to have to lead off. Friedel can take that pressure off of him. And then he's going to have Elly, Stewart, and Suarez behind him. So I think he's going to see a lot of pitches to hit. And I think he's going to come out ready to attack. And he's not going to be as tentative as he was at times last year. We're going to see a lot of swings early in the count. He's going to jump all over fastballs this year would be my prediction.
Yep. All right. I think he will have a bounce back year. It probably won't be as blistering as it was in Arizona, but if he has something like he did his first year where he came up and took the NL by storm, that would be great. That's what we need. So the question, whether we debate this or not, and we may agree on it, but who is the best all-around Reds hitter right now?
Man, I'm really tempted to say Sal Stewart, but I just don't think we've seen enough to actually say Sal Stewart.
I think he has the best approach.
I do too, because I mean, we've got. I mean, Suarez is great, but he's just trying to hit homers, so he's not going to have a high average. And I just haven't really seen that from anybody else. And I mean, Stewart's approach, you said it. He knows what he's doing up there. He knows what he's looking for. I would not be surprised if he's our best hitter this year. I really wouldn't.
He's probably going to have that slump, right? I mean, that first month, he's going to probably continue where he was in September. And then the league's going to have enough film on him. They're going to make the adjustments. And can he make the adjustments to the adjustments from the pitchers? And if he can do that, yes, he's going to be the best all-around hitter. The other guy who you might have to look at, it could be a Spencer Steer, right? He's got power. He can hit for average. even though last year, he was struggling a little bit, but makes contact.
Yeah, but again, that was, some injury stuff with him too. So
Right. All right. Let's move on to the rotation. So we'll discuss a little bit about, we mentioned the rotation, and, the original rotation was, Hunter Greene, Lodolo, Abbott, Singer, and then one of the three, either Burns, Louder, or Williamson. Well, obviously, Hunter Greene injury, we can talk about it until we're blue in the face. The kid can't stay healthy for anything.
yeah.
So, my question is, do we really need Hunter Greene on this team?
If you'd asked me that in January, the answer was 100% yes. But now, just another injury. He's going to miss half the season again.
Mm-hmm.
So all the work from the front half of the season is going to be without him, again. And if they're good, I don't see why you wouldn't see what you can get for him. We went over the reasons why or why not before, but he's got a good controllable contract, so that works in your favor if you're the Reds, but it also works for his trade value. You can probably get more back for him because of his contract. So, at this point, I kind of have flipped on it. I'm not saying yes, trade him, but if that's the route they decide to take, they're not going to get any pushback from me.
No. And, the one pushback from Major League is like, yes, they see the 100+ mile an hour. They see the command, the strikeouts, but they also see the injury and can't stay healthy. When he's healthy, and he's, like I said in the open, he is a potential ace of the staff. He has that kind of stuff. But, I've been in that if we could trade him type of category even last year, see what we could get from him because he can't stay healthy. But then you look at Lodolo going down. Singer had that minor blister. Well, now you're counting on Burns, Louder, and Williamson, who Louder and Williamson didn't even pitch last year. How much are they going to give you? I think we need Hunter Greene this year. I really do. Because especially in the back half, and this is going to be Nick Kral's favorite deadline acquisition is, we got Hunter Greene back. That's better than getting anybody on the market, right? And which it could be, if Hunter can come back and after July and give you 8 strong games, and where Louder and, Burns and Williamson are on pitch counts and inning limits, then Hunter can step right in there and take over. Yeah. I think we need him, and I agree with you. I don't think we want to trade him, but if something that knocked off our socks, I think you have to make that move. But especially with Burns, Louder, and Williamson, and Chase Petty, Aguilar waiting in the wings, right? You can't keep those guys down AAA forever.
Right.
And I know some of these guys
at some point they're going to have to get their shot.
Right. Like Singer's not going to be back next year. I think his contract's up this year.
I doubt it. Yeah, he's just it's up this year.
Yeah. And then so that's one spot for Louder or Williamson. Lodolo is in arbitration year, I think. Like first year of arbitration, or was that last year?
This year was his first year of arbitration, so he'll have 2 more.
Yep. So so the next question of this rotation, who leads the team in wins this year?
I think it'll end up being Abbott. I think he'll just end up being the most rock solid. He's going to make 30 starts. And so, the other candidates, Greene and Lodolo, I'm not sure that they'll make enough starts to be able to lead us in something like that.
Yeah. Singer could be the other guy, right? Louder. I don't know if Louder's going to make enough starts over the, especially if they do that when Lodolo comes back, if they, have a 6-man rotation type of thing where those guys are, because that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Using 2 for 1 spot.
I know that just puts a lot of stress on the bullpen for me, especially early in the season.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I care for it.
No. All right. And the last one is how many innings do you think the front office will allow these young guns to pitch this year?
That's a tough one. I think Williamson will get a longer leash just because he's older and not as highly valued as a prospect. So I think they would potentially let him go a little more. So I'm going to say Williamson.
Okay. All right. I think, I like your reasoning behind that, but I also, think that he hasn't pitched since 2023. So, I mean, he's missed almost 2 full years for Tommy John.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's probably going to be less than 150, 120, somewhere around there. I think Louder's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I
think Burns is going to be.
I don't think any of them get to 150, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't either. And that's where, this, hey, we're going to skip you this start. Williamson, your pitch, I mean, it's just going to be one of those things, I believe, what's going to happen. But unless another injury shakes out I mean, we'll have to see. Moving to the bullpen here, let's discuss Emilio Pagan, Tony, Santillan, Ashcraft. Does Pagan keep up last year's performance?
I think he can. I mean, I didn't really see any signs of fatigue towards the end of the year. And even if you go back 2 years ago, the second half of the year, he pitched a lot better once he kind of got used to Great American and being on the Reds. So I don't see any reason why he can't repeat what he did last year.
All right. I mean, 32 saves. I mean, he might get more, right? If the offense,
he could, yeah.
So I don't know who would step in there if he falters, but we'll see.
Who's going to be Santillan? Would be my guess. Would be the first choice.
First choice, yeah. That's Tito probably would go with him. Just confident. So who's going to be the breakout bullpen arm? Somebody that just sort of like Pagan last year, right? He got the closer job after Diaz couldn't do anything. Yeah. And to me, he was the breakout last year. But who do you think is going to be this year?
I'm going to say Ashcraft this year. I think he knows now he's a bullpen guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more hopes of starting, at least for the Reds, for him. So I think this year, he kind of knows it's his make it or break it year with the Reds as well.
Yeah.
He's got the stuff for it. It's just the consistency. It's can he, do it 20 straight games where he's just in the bullpen, doesn't give up anything. When he was a starter, we'd see it. He'd have 3 or 4 good starts in a row, followed by 3 or 4 bad starts.
Right.
He did pretty much the same thing out of the pen last year. I mean, his stuff is there. I mean, you throw 90s with high 90s with that type of movement. It's got a good breaking ball. I think he can finally figure it out. I think he's going to have to. He's my pick.
Yeah, I like a couple of the new acquisitions there. I think the guy who they really didn't see a lot of, because when they traded for him, Tyler Calhoun, for the guy, I can't even. I don't even know the guy's name, but he was on the USA baseball team for the World Classic, and he pitched 1 inning there, and the Reds really didn't see him. And I think he's going to be called up at some point, and I think he's going to be the breakout arm. I think he's going to come in and stabilize whatever was rocky in the bullpen there. So, all right. Our next segment here is what has to go right for the Reds. So we're each going to give 3 keys to this season. So obviously we want what has to go right for the Reds in order for them to, let's say, make the playoffs. Okay. So give me 3 keys.
So they're going to have to stay relatively healthy. Isn't off to a great start, but I mean, we'll say on offense, Suarez, Elly, Stewart. They all have to play at least 130 games, I think. I think if the 3 of them, especially if more than one of them does not play that amount, it's going to be a struggle. I think they're going to be our 3 most productive hitters, and they're going to bat 3, 4, 5. So I think that's the first key for me.
All right. I think my first key, Elly, and I like what you said at the very beginning, Elly needs to become that MVP candidate, right? He has to have that breakout year. We need somebody to say, hop on my back, here we go. And in pressure situations, when we need that run driven in, he can do it instead of striking out or flying out or something like that. What's another key?
My second key would be they need to start stealing bases again. They need to get back to that. Last year, they did not run. I mean, part of it was, McLean wasn't getting on base. Elly was dealing with, some lower body stuff. They need to get back to running. They need to be top 3, top 4 in the league in steals. I think that'll help their offense tremendously. And, I mean, they've got the athletes for it. There's really no reason why they shouldn't be.
Right. I think what we need to have, key number 2, is we have to dominate at home. I think we have to win more games at home than we lose. I mean, a lot more games at home. We've got to be, we got 82 games at home. I mean,
what, 50 plus?
Yeah. I think we need to, if we go 50-32 at home,
yeah,
I think we need that this year, and we can't. I mean,
yeah, because you do that. Yeah, you do that. 500 on the road. I mean, that's 92 wins right there.
Right.
I mean, that's definitely doable. All right,
and the last one,
90, but yeah, same difference.
The last key for you.
Last one, it's they're gonna have to solidify positions for some of these guys. I know Marte is probably going to be right field, but it still seems like long term that may be up in the air. What are you doing with Sal Stewart? I know he's going to be first base, but he's not really a first baseman. Where's Steer going to play? How are you going to rotate him into this lineup? Stuff like that. I think they're going to have to solidify that by May and really, maybe there is an odd man out type of situation, just depending on who's hitting.
Yeah.
But it's going to need to be solidified. I don't think you can continue to play musical chairs with these guys anymore.
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly. This goes along with Elly's MVP candidate, right? McLean needs to return to form. I mean, we talked about it early in our roster. Is this going to be his bounce back year? If he returns to form, gets on base, like you said, you got 3, 4, and 5, Elly, Suarez, Stewart in some kind of order there. Plus, then you get Spencer Steer behind them. I mean, we should be able to drive his butt in, is what I'm saying. And we need to improve. Yeah, we need to improve on driving people in. But McLean just needs to return to form, and I think that gives us that extra little spark. All right, our next one is always fun here on the show. If you've been with us for the past 3 years, we've had our award segment with some funny names added to it. We'll probably need to update the names at some point because some of you probably is like, who's that guy? Who's this guy? We don't know this guy anymore. All right. So our first one is Corky Miller, Comeback Player of the Year. And I think we both
I'm going McLean. Yep.
Yeah, I guess we're both going McLean just because we think that would be figure something out here. Oh well, we'll just go McLean. All right. So our second award is the Big Donkey, named for Adam Dunn, the Sabermetric Award. Who do you think is going to get that one?
That one, I'm going to go with Suarez. I mean, that's basically at this point in his career, he's right-handed version of Adam Dunn. Homer, walk, strikeout. That's what Suarez is here for.
All right. I think I am going to go with Sal Stewart. You got, who did you say? Is it Suarez?
Suarez.
Yep. All right. Next one, the Spud Sabo Rookie of the Year Award.
That's going to have to be Sal Stewart. Still qualifies, so I'm going to pick him.
You know who else qualifies? My pick, Rhett Lauder. I think
Lauder still qualifies, yeah.
Lauder still qualifies. So I think he's going to be my Rookie of the Year because I think he's going to have another solid year.
That's not a bad one either.
All right. So that leads us to the Mario Soto MVP Pitcher of the Year.
Well, I was going to say Hunter Greene, but I'm going to change mine, obviously, now. It's going to surprise. I mean, it's going to go with your Rookie of the Year, Rhett Lauder.
Okay.
I think his innings might not be there, but I think when he's out there, he's going to be really good. I think you're going to see that the ground ball ability that he has, especially with that GABP, is going to help tremendously. I think he's going to show something this year.
I think you're right. There's a lot to choose from, but I think I'm going to go with the closer, Gone. I think, if we're going to win 90 games, he's going to lock down 40 plus of those games for us.
Yeah. He's going to have to be automatic.
Yep. So I think, and if he does that, he'll be our Pitcher of the Year. All right, the Brandon Drury, You Won't Be Here by the All-Star Break MVP. So, in other words, you're gone by the deadline award. So, who on this team is gone out of here?
Yeah,
by the deadline.
I think it'll end up being Nathaniel Lowe, just because I don't know that there's going to be a consistent spot for him. They'll see him as kind of expendable, especially if, say, Reese Hines just dominates at AAA and an outfielder gets hurt and a spot opens up for him, I think you could see Lowe being the guy that the odd man out in that situation.
I think it's going to be Sam Mole because I think is it Ferguson who's on the IL when he comes back?
Ferguson, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be 3 left-handers in the bullpen. Yeah, that's nice to have, but I think they can move him. And the other one who really, the more I think about it, the more is likely Tyler Stevenson because they didn't work out long
in season. They would move off their number 1 catcher.
You got Trevino as a backup, Gold Glove.
He can't hit for anything though.
Yes, I know that, and Stevenson can, but if you couldn't get a long-term contract done with him. They went to arbitration last year, and it was not a pretty arbitration from what all the insiders were saying. Over $250,000.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's where I'm like, okay, so that to me that says, okay, he's gone. So especially if the Reds for some reason aren't in the thick of things, move them at the deadline.
Definitely. In that instance, definitely.
Yeah. And now I think obviously if they're neck and neck with whoever for the Central, then I think you keep them, but then you risk, just a comp pick. So, all right, we got the Pedro Borbon Rubber Arm Award as a bullpen guy.
That one, I think we're going to repeat last year, Santillan. That dude's going to throw 80 games again, probably. Just because right now it's him and Pagan in the back end, and those are the only 2 that Tito's going to trust to start the year.
Yeah.
So unless Ashcraft or somebody else plays their way into that mix, Santillan's going to be throwing a lot again.
That's who I have as well. So the next one will be our Do Not Draft Fantasy Award. So this used to be called the Tommy Pham Slap Your Mama.
Yeah.
From his little fight out there in the outfield because of a fantasy football game. So do not draft. You're playing fantasy football. Which Red are you not taking on your team?
Yeah, I'm not taking Will Benson this year. Not necessarily because I don't think he's good enough. It's more if he struggles, we know how Tito's going to treat him, and his playing time will just disappear. So if he's on your fantasy team, that's not good.
No. I hate to say this guy, but I'm going to go with TJ Friedl. I love him as a player, but I just don't think, for a fantasy team, I don't think he's going to produce enough points for my liking. All right. The Mike Minor League Player of the Year Award.
That one, I'm going to say Edwin Arroyo.
Mm-hmm.
Shortstop. He knows he's going to have to play. He's going to have to play well if he ever wants a chance with the Reds big league squad. Because, short's locked down, second in all likelihood is third bases. Hayes has 5 years left on his contract. He's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to play well if he wants to break through for the Reds. He's going to have to play well if he wants to get an opportunity via trade. So I'm going to go with Edwin Arroyo. He's going to be healthy this year. We'll see where his bat is now, but the glove has always been there.
The glove is there. He's the best shortstop.
Going back 4 years ago with all those guys that they were saying he's the best shortstop glove-wise.
Yep. Glove-wise by far. And he could be one of the best shortstops glove-wise in the league now. If he was playing, he could be. I'm going to go with our catcher. I think he won it last year. Dude, I think he's making strides, and this is where if he's coming along and he's hitting the ball, I think he's in AAA now. If he's smashing that ball, and Stevenson could be gone, right? And then our second to last award is our Dr. Teddy Kremchek IL Award winner. We have multiple.
We've already got the winner. So.
We got multiple ones though.
We've already got it.
So one of us could go either way, right? Who are you going with, Greene or Lodolo?
Well, I'm going with Greene only because last year I said if Lodolo got through the season mostly healthy, I would retire from picking him. Of course, now he goes and gets injured again. But so at least for 1 year, I'm not going to pick him. We're going Hunter Greene this year.
Hunter Greene. I'll go Lodolo just because he's got that blister And if he doesn't change his grip or whatnot, he's gonna get a blister again in 15 days, turns into 30, turns into 60, and hope not. But that's where I'm going. And then our last one is our Son of Bob, or SOB, Executive Coach of the Year award.
I'm going to go with Tito. I mean, pretty chalk answer. He's going to have a little bit of work to do figuring out the lineup and moving pieces around a little bit. I mean, he's the guy for the job. This is what we hired him for. So he's going to have to do it.
Because we hired him, I've got to go with Nick. I'm looking for a hall crawl again. I think, I know we got upset that he didn't really get a ton of, we were mad that they didn't get Schwarber, but at least he went after him, right? He went after Francona.
He got Suarez.
Yeah, and he got Suarez. I mean, yeah. And then he picked up some really nice bullpen pieces for us. I think he's going to, if he's going to trade somebody, he's going to get a haul for him. So, and can you imagine a package deal of
he's not going to get
Hunter Greene and Tyler Stevenson to some one team? Hey, we'll give you a package deal. How much can we just take? Like 3/4 of your farm club, your top 20 prospects, and call it a day. Those kind of things. All right, let's get back to why we're here. Keep going on our bold predictions now. So we're going to give 2 bold predictions from the season. So Sam, give me your 2, and then I'll give you my 2.
The first one is Elly, top 3 MVP. I don't know that he wins it, but top 3. I think he's going to hit around 280 to 290, 35 homers, 100 RBIs, and get back up to we'll say 55 steals.
All right. Second one,
Reds win 95 games.
Woo,
that's bold.
That is bold.
I think I was at 100 last year, so I've come down
you were. Yeah, you did come down. So, okay. So my, I mean, I don't know how. First one's not real bold, but it's. I'm gonna say the Reds lead the major leagues in stolen bases. They've done it before, or they were up there. And we talked about it. They need to get back to running. And then the other one, I'm going to take, Crawley's. I'm going to say 4 guys, at least 4, hit 20 or more bombs. Let's go 5. Why not? Let's go 5. 5 Reds. So you've got Elly, Matt.
Name them.
Elly, Matty McLean, Sal Stewart, Suarez, Marte, my 5.
All right.
And then Stevenson, because he's listening to the podcast, doesn't like being traded. He's going to show me wrong, and he might even go 15 home runs there. So there we go. Here's a really bold prediction, right? Hayes, our third baseman, bats 270. That would be a bold prediction, right?
I think 230. I think 230 from him.
But he'll win a Gold Glove again. All right. Here's our final season predictions. Those were our bold predictions. Now this is our final season prediction. Who has your MVP? Your team MVP? Elly. Yeah.
Elly.
I'm gonna say Elly as well. We already said our pitchers of the year, our breakout player. Who's the biggest disappointment this year? Who's going to be our biggest disappointment?
It kind of goes with what you said. I think Friedel could be. I'm not wishing for it, but he's just always kind of been just kind of an average player that they bat him leadoff, but I just don't see him as a true leadoff hitter. I think he's a little bit out of his element there. It hasn't really bit them yet, but it could. I think that he's the best candidate for it.
Let's see. The biggest disappointment, I'm going to say Hunter Greene, just because it might be one of these things where I don't know. I don't know if I want to come back yet. And sort of like what he did with the groin issue. And then when he does come back, not the same. All right. Final record. What do you got?
Well, my bold prediction was 95, but final record, I'm going to say 90 and 72.
90 and 72.
Win the Central.
Right. I'm going to go, 88 and 88 and
74.
74. 88 and 74. Here's the thing with the news. I'm not a betting person. The win total for the Reds out in Vegas dropped 3.5. So they're down to 80 83.5 victories this year. It was 83.5. So they dropped 3 for the, over under for the season total in Vegas. So they think that the Reds don't have any, because they're losing Hunter Greene and Lodolo. They don't think that the back 3 pitchers will do anything. But I do. So now, for the fans out there, who is your Reds team MVP this year? Drop it in the comments for us, please. And also, do the Reds finish over or under 500 this year? And then which young player becomes a star? So those 3, if you could, just drop them in the comment for us. If you like that, next episode, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have a little Masters preview, I believe, because that's going to be Masters week coming up, and it's always a good time. We'll also maybe talk a little bit about the new hire. I know we didn't talk about that at all, the Bearcats' new hire. So next week we'll probably have a little segment on that, and then we're going to start prepping for the NFL draft, and we'll probably have a live draft show coming to you on draft night, and that's always fun to do. So until next week, if you like what you're hearing, please give us a like, hit that like button, subscribe to us, share it out with all your friends and family and Reds fans and Bengals fans out there all across this great United States and all over the world even. Drop us a comment. Let us know who is your team's MVP this year. For Sam, I'm Dave. Everybody take care.
See ya.